Yo, what it do? Hot Boy Major TV, Hot Boy Major, you hear me? Live in the flesh, man. On the corner with it, in the streets with it, man. If you record in the studio, you got nothing on Hot Boy Major, you hear me? TV, you know what's going on. The realest Twitter YouTube ever. You hear me? You see where we at? We in the ghetto with it. You hear me? You see what it do? Right now, this Baton Rouge history street, you hear me? Street. Well, street store based on the true one. You hear me? Right hand and guard, left hand, whatever. You know what it is. This one here. This the Marlo Mike versus Creig gangs war. You hear me? You had to be in the streets. Who I remember that? R.I.P. the Creig gangs. You hear me? Free Creig gangs senior. You hear me? Creig gangs. Baton Rouge legend. You hear me? Baton Rouge legend. Fairfield. You hear me? Legend. If he ain't home, I remember when they gave him time. I remember even dealing with Creig gangs before he went to jail. Been out here in these streets, you hear me? Fairfield legend. I knew when he was thugging on Fairfield 23rd over that way. You hear me? Shout out the whole Fairfield. Shout out to everybody. Baton Rouge. Let's go. So this the days a lot of people don't know about. You had to be really in the streets with it. You hear me? And I used to be right on this corner, right on this same section. You hear me? So everybody know who Marlo Mike. A lot of people, well, majority of people know or heard of Marlo Mike. You can Google him here in Angola right now. So-called AKA Boosie Hitman, 15-year-old serial killer, body after body after body, whatever. Hey, let's go. So that's Marlo Mike versus Creig Gang. Now Creig Gang is a youngster. He was a young Fairfield. You hear me? And he was in the streets. You hear me? He was thugging. You hear me? And if he was living right now, he'll be a legend too in the streets. Like right now, he's still a legend. That's why we talking about. You hear me? Creig gangs. So this one they was really like beefed out. See, people don't even know. See, I was right here. Them boys right on 23rd, warring out. I'm gonna tell you a little quick story right quick. Went on. You hear me? I'm talking about these young dudes was going to war, man. It was wicked then. Way different now. You hear me? They were putting up on bicycles. Real life. This when Marlo Mike them pulling up on bicycles, riding bikes, shooting off of bicycles. You hear me? Doing drive-bys and shooting off of bicycles, pull up on bicycles and shooting off on bicycles. So this when they tearing it down in Fairfield, you hear me? Them boys going to war with it. Man, what's down with it, big dog? I appreciate you messing with that, big dog.
Man, I see you on Instagram.
Doing my thing? Yeah, bro.
I seen the last one I seen we talking about your cousin was selling crack or something.
Oh, yeah.
You doing the crack now?
Yeah, man.
I said, I do look familiar. I said, when I thought about it, he don't want to, he's talking with a red bandana and his bald head.
Bro, yup, that me, bro. I sure appreciate it.
Shit, man. I like that, man.
Man, I sure appreciate it, big dog. The support, just even checking it out, bro. Trying to keep it going, man. Yes,
cool,
sir.
Man.
Thank
blessed,
you, bro.
Man.
You too, man.
All right.
What's up, man? That's the streets, man. You know, that's the streets, man. You know, we out here doing it, so you know what it is. They know what it is. So back to what I'm saying. So this where too young, these dudes, let's just say 14. If the boy went down at 15, like I think both of them went down early, before 18. You hear me? R.I.P. Creig ain't though. This young dude no longer with us. So look, I'm talking about he stood him out. It was the only I say only war in the streets that I heard and knew that stood Marlo down, like stood him down, like stood him down. When I say went to war with him, put it like that, not stood him down, like them boys went to war. They was playing on the same level. You hear me? And there was some young kids, man. There was some young kids. So I say all this to say this, bro. Young kids, like choose another route, choose another way. You hear me? Choose another, cause the stories I just told you about, one no longer with us and one in Angola for life. You see what I'm saying? These Baton Rouge street stores, and 9 times out of 10, every street store, 99 out of 10 is these people are be no longer with us or in Angola or jail a long time. You hear me? Yeah, man. So you got to notice when I bring these street stores, so you got to know who the legends are. The people who making these street stores and they still walking the streets free. You hear me? Feet on the pavement. And they was able to come to this day right here and be free. You hear me? Shout out to Clarence Robinson. We got another one coming. Finna touch down. You hear me? The streets, you know, these people who doing 20 plus in the feds from out here doing all this, you know, doing what every other city doing. Gangster streets done did. But these people that thugged in the 90s, 80s and 90s who survived through jail only. See, only way these people survive, because when I say only way, of course the Lord could have let a lot of people survive, but these streets, it's not designed to survive. The lifestyle that a lot of young kids grow up to pick in and jump in, that lifestyle ain't designed to longevity or life. You see what I'm saying? So you got to know what you're doing. Now, you hear me? So these young kids going to war in the streets are bicycle slanging real iron. These kids, this boy way over there, this boy way over here, and they was able to, man, this before the internet. You hear me? Before the internet. So comment below and let me know how your section is, how your 15-year-old kids is, how your 16-year-old kids is, how y'all neighborhood kids is. Do they slang iron? Is they potential legends in your, you know what these legend words mean? Ghetto stars. Is that what the youth trying to be? Ghetto stars? Is that's the only way to get the fame, to get your name, to make these Baton Rouge street stories? See, history story. I'm trying to make my story like Baton Rouge street story, but another way, positive way. You see what I'm saying? Nothing about me slanging that, none of that. Only me working this camera, doing my thing, helping my people in the streets. You see what I'm saying? It's buku other ways to make street stories. Baton Rouge street story, history, street story. Because you got to remember, if you're born in Baton Rouge, you're from the streets. So you don't have to prove you more streets from somebody else or this person more streets from you. If you born in one city and y'all in that same community, no matter, come on, man, no matter what the name of this hood, Compton is Compton. You hear me? Y'all not in Calabasas. You see what I'm saying? So ain't y'all all one. So if I'm born and raised in Compton, you born and raised in Compton, I'm less street than you. See, so you got to remember, being street is just being born in the streets. When I say streets, you born in the neighborhood. Everybody around here street because they born in the streets. When I say street, they born in the neighborhood, private sections, right? So that's all I say when I say street. Now gangster, the word gangster, people want to be gangster. That's the hard stuff. That's everybody who want to be hard. That's a whole nother ball game. That's them people who want to be hard. That's a whole nother ball game. We ain't even talking about them, because we already know what they get to. Legendary. We talking legendary talk. We talking legendary this and that. Street hood talk. So yeah. R.I.P. Creig gang. Creig gang versus Marlo Mike, the youngest shootout battle I ever witnessed in Baton Rouge. The youngest kids to go to war versus each other. You hear me? It was crazy. You hear me? I swear to God, man. And we go come back because it's so real. I got another story with my dog Dick. R.I.P. to Dick from Fairfield. You see what I'm saying? And he had altercation with young Creig Gaines, and he was my age. Like, man, this junk real. The streets real, bro. We gonna talk about it, man. Y'all stay focused, stay making the right decision, and we gonna come back with all kind of Baton Rouge street story. I swear to God to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, the whole truth. So help me God. Amen. Major.